Yeah, it's still really warm and it's actually going to feel a little bit more muggy for our standards here in Southern California. So here's a quick look from the next weather sphere. We are tracking monsoonal moisture. I've been talking about this all week and today's the day where it finally arrives. So it's going to start to feel a little bit more sticky for our standards. Remember, we like that dry air here in Southern California. We are tracking a system coming in from the east, and so this is what's going to increase that monsoonal moisture and then also trigger some isolated thunderstorms and showers as we head into the latter part of the day, especially first in the higher elevations, and then we could actually see it drift into some of the lower elevations later on. So dry air will be returning, which is what we like again by the time we head into the weekend. I want to show you where the system is right now. So you could see it. I pulled it up on the floor where we are looking at a lot of activity just sitting to the east of us. So right now it's in the desert southwest. You can already see that we have a lot of unstable air associated with this system. We have the lightning strikes that we're seeing right now. So this is what's going to usher in that monsoonal moisture as we head into the next few hours here in Southern California, and then it will continue to stick around even as we head into tomorrow. All right, so temperature wise, yes, on the thermometer it may look like it is much cooler, but then with that humidity, it's going to feel a little bit hotter. So here's a look at our highs today. We are still looking at some patchy clouds this morning, but really that marine layer is not quite as thick, and then it should clear out if you do wake up to some clouds near the coast. We're going to see these low 70s in areas like Huntington Beach. We'll have some upper 70s for the Long Beach area, and then for Santa Monica and Manhattan Beach, we are also looking at some low 70s. But take a look. We are going to start to see some 90s in areas like Woodland Hills as we head toward the afternoon. So after a few days of being in the 80s, we slowly warm up. But again, with that monsoonal moisture pushing in, it's going to feel even hotter than what this thermometer is reading. And then we're also looking at some low 90s in Santa Clarita, mid 80s for Simi Valley. For our foothill communities, Pasadena is looking at 85. We have some high 80s for the Glendora area. And then even in our Inland Empire, this is where we're probably going to feel a little bit more of that monsoonal moisture first because it is coming in from the east. So Lake Elsinore right now, 94 degrees. That's going to be a high today, 90s for Ontario, and then for Santa Ana, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 70s. Okay, right now, here is a look at what we can expect. I'm going to pull up our futurecast and show you what we're dealing with as we head into the afternoon. So with the system coming in from the east, give or take, it should be moving in, and then this could trigger some isolated thunderstorms once we head into the latter part of the afternoon. But then overnight, we actually start to feel a little bit more of the activity go into some of the mountains in our high deserts, and then you can see as we head into early tomorrow morning, some of that drifts off of the mountains and into the Inland Empire, into Orange County, could even make it to the coast. So when thunder roars, head indoors. But by this point, a lot of people are sleeping, and then by tomorrow morning's commute, you could see a drift into LA County, into some of our coastal communities. So it could be a little bit wet, especially on the roadways tomorrow. So clean, I'm sure we'll have more on that. But here's a look at what we're dealing with. So Friday, also a good chance that we could continue to see a little bit more of that activity, especially for the Inland Empire, low 90s through tomorrow. And then by the time we head into Saturday and Sunday, that dry air, as I mentioned, starts to sneak back in. So it's going to start to feel a little bit better, but then you can see temperatures bump up just ever so slightly by a degree. And then for the valleys, we're looking at temperatures in the low 90s for the next few days. Again, a little bit more sticky, a little bit more humid for our standards in Southern California by today and tomorrow. And then a little bit better. It's going to feel nicer as that dry air moves back in for the weekend. LA and Orange County temperatures will be in the upper 70s through tomorrow. And then by the time we head into Saturday and Sunday, low 80s, and also that marine layer starts to resurface again. Back to you.